What's good, YouTube? Akil here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be sharing 10 items that sold on eBay for over $100. Now, I recently just put out a poll on YouTube where I asked some of you guys if you guys wanted to see more what sold type of videos, and an overwhelming amount of people definitely wanted to see what sold videos at least once a week. So I used to do them once a month, but since the demand is there, I'm definitely going to try to just keep up with that and keep you guys up to date in terms of what's selling out there for me, because as you guys know, I sell some clothes, I sell electronics, I sell basically any and everything at this point, and I think it will be really helpful to kind of share some of the stuff that you guys can be looking out for. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright y'all, so first up is a pair of boots from the brand Doc Marten, and I actually picked these up brand new in the box from Goodwill, and that day I ended up picking up 2 pairs of these. Now the first pair sold relatively quickly and right around like 2 or 3 weeks after purchasing them, and this pair took right around 2 months to actually sell. One was a size 8 and the other was a size 9. The 8 sold really quickly and the 9 took a little longer to sell, but at the end of the day I was able to pick these up for right around $48, and I was able to sell these for $140. So definitely a good amount of profit in terms of these, and I wish I was able to list these as athletic shoes. That way I was going to be able to make some more profit and save that money on fees. And the thing is, I've done that in the past where I've listed boots under athletic shoes and they still didn't charge me any fees. So if you guys haven't been doing that, or just trying to, you know, literally save some money on fees, go ahead and do that, especially if you're listing like hiking shoes or hiking boots or anything like that. Next up, we got the original Xbox, and I love picking these up because anytime I can find the original Xbox, they usually still do work, and I usually pay anywhere between like 20 and 30 bucks for these. And I picked up maybe 3 or 4, but I just had them sitting for a while because I was missing cables, sometimes missing the AV cable or the power cable, but I was actually able to get one completed, and I listed it up on eBay for $129, and it sold within like 2 days after listing it. And of course, I always try to bundle any of these systems with a game, unless like a better system that really doesn't need any games to kind of sweeten the pot. Usually I would always bundle it with a game, and this time around I was able to bundle it with Lord of the Rings, and like I said, it sold for $129 with free shipping. So if you guys come across the original Xbox, sometimes they might be a little finicky and they might not work, but as long as you test them out and they're working just fine, you can definitely make some decent profit on those. Next up, we got this vintage adding machine from the brand Olivetti Underwood, and I only spent $5 on this. And when I seen this in the thrift store, I had no clue what it was. At first I thought it might be like a typewriter or maybe like an older type of, I really had no clue what it was. At first I was thinking it might be a cash register, but once I looked a little closer to it, I realized that, you know, it was definitely just a vintage adding machine. So these are selling for a ton of profit on eBay as long as it's working, because I've seen some other people have them listed for like 40 or 50 bucks, but those had some type of flaw. But this one that I was able to find, like I said, for only about $5, this one was working perfectly. So I priced mine really high, and I just waited until the right buyer came along, and this one sold for $189 plus $15 shipping. And I've been telling you guys, I'm definitely still experimenting with charging shipping for some items. Some items I'm doing free shipping, but I'm definitely seeing relatively the same like the same turnaround when it comes to charging for shipping or just offering free shipping. At one point I thought just offering free shipping was the best way to go, but I'm learning that most customers nowadays, they're just used to paying for shipping, or they're comfortable with paying for shipping. As long as you're not charging an arm and a leg, they're just fine with that. So for a lot of these, especially these bulkier items that I have to like add insurance to, definitely charging shipping for it. And this item in particular, I think it only cost me about $12 to ship it, and I charge $15, but I always make sure I add just a little extra insurance, and that's right around like $225, $240 to add extra insurance, especially when an item is, you know, so expensive and so bulky and kind of fragile. So definitely keep that in mind when you guys are shipping out some of these heavier items. Next up, we got a pair of Pro Cinema speakers, and I never seen this brand before, but something about these speakers just stood out to me when I seen them in the thrift store. They were just super shiny, and they had that kind of like classic look that just makes you want to, you know, just check the console and stuff like that. And I was blown away when I seen how much these were selling for, because most of the speakers I come across are usually like, as you guys know, I usually always grab up Bose speakers or sometimes Sony, but this was my first time coming across this one, and I was able to sell these for $120 plus $16 shipping. Now the thing with these is that, you know, I was able to test them out and they sound amazing, but the thing is, there's not a ton of these on eBay. So anytime you list them, you could usually list them pretty high, pretty aggressive, and people will still try to pick these up, because I'm pretty sure that these retail for a ton of money. So if you guys come across any of these Pro Cinema speakers, definitely pick them up because these sell for a ton of profit, and I think I spent $5 a piece on both of them. Next up, we got the PlayStation 3, and I sold this for a ton of money. I sold this for $2.99, and I think I spent 70 bucks on this, which was kind of expensive for the thrift store, but once I seen how much these are actually selling for, I knew it was going to be worth it. And this one sold really quickly. I think within 2 or 3 days, it ended up selling for my full asking price, and I don't even think I was accepting offers on this one, but as soon as I listed it, it sold really quickly. And once again, I charged $16 for shipping on this one because I also wanted to, add some insurance on this one, just for my own peace of mind and the buyer's peace of mind as well. And when you're selling items at $200 and $300, it just makes sense to add a little insurance on it, because the USPS insurance policy, it's really forgiving, especially if it arrives damaged, they automatically just accept responsibility and they'll just cut you a check really quickly. So I always try to add a little extra insurance anytime I'm doing stuff that's at least $250 to $300. I'll usually always add just some insurance on that. But like I said, some of these PlayStation 3s are selling for a ton of profit, especially if you can bundle it with all of the cords and some controllers. That'll definitely add some value to this one. And some of the keywords, definitely want to call this the PS3 fat, or you might want to say backwards, especially if it's this particular PS3, because people are like really trying to get these PS3s in particular, mainly because they do different modifications and they do a ton of different stuff with these. But like I said, holds a ton of value, so be on the lookout for those. Next up, we got a Weeder Olympic bar, and I actually picked these up during quarantine when all the gyms were closed, and I was able to come across 2 of these Olympic bars. And before I even moved into this new house, my plan was actually to build like a full gym in my garage. But since my inventory is picking back up and I'm doing a ton of sourcing, I really have no space in my garage to kind of build a gym. But the good thing is that the gyms are actually open, so I don't need to worry about that. So I went ahead and I listed this Olympic bar that I picked up, and I actually picked up 2 of these, and I think they were like 60 bucks a piece, and I was able to sell them on eBay for $114 with free shipping. And of course, after I shipped it out, I wish I charged shipping on this item, because it cost me right around like 24 bucks to ship it out. And I shipped this out via UPS only because it's super big, super heavy. You can't use pirate ship for items that are, I think, over 21 inches or something like that. So of course my first option was to go to UPS, and it went out just fine. I think the buyer already received this and left positive feedback, so I'm definitely happy about that. Next up, we got this HP 27F display, and this is actually coming from my old office. I used to use this all the time, especially for filming YouTube videos, but I came across like a better and just more improved monitor, and that's what I'm using right now actually to kind of record this video for you guys. So I went ahead and I listed this one for right around $109 plus $9 shipping. I originally had it listed for I think $129, and it sat for like 2 months with no offers, no watches or anything like that. So I figured I priced it a little too high, and then I finally lowered the price, and it sold like two or 3 days right after I lowered the price. So you definitely got to do that sometimes with certain items. I don't try to lower my prices too quickly. Sometimes I might relist an item or use the sell similar option and keep my price the same, and I might just take fresh photos. But sometimes if I might pay attention to other sellers, see what they have their items listed as, and I might adjust my prices accordingly. And with this particular item, I figured I might as well take 20 bucks off just so I can get it sold, and it actually worked. Next up, we got another pair of shoes, and these are the Nike React Prestos. These ended up selling for 100 bucks. I just made sure I sold them for 100 bucks just so I could avoid paying those fees. And I had these shoes from Ross. I think I spent 49 bucks on these in Ross, and I had these for at least 6 months. These were sitting for a very long time. I initially had 3 pairs and the other 2 sold, but this one finally did go, so definitely happy about that. And I probably could have sold it a little faster if I lowered my price, but like I told you guys earlier, I definitely just wanted to save that money on fees, so I just held firm to my price and I just waited till the right buyer came along, and they finally sold for 100 bucks. Next up, we got a pair of Adidas Ultra Boost 20s, and I picked these up from Thrift store. I think I spent 30 bucks on these, or maybe 20 bucks on these, and I spent 30 on the other pairs that I picked up. I picked up 3 pairs of Ultra Boost. I think 2 were Ultra Boost 20s and 1 was a pair of Ultra Boost 19s, and all of them sold already. This one sold for 100 bucks, but the others didn't sell for that much, so of course I didn't include that in the video. But the good thing about these, once again, sold for 100 bucks. I offered free shipping, and these were in really good condition, so I was able to charge 100. If they were just a little more worn, I probably would have charged maybe 75 or 80, But like I said, the person that donated these probably wore them maybe 2 or 3 times and just let them go. So that was the 10 items that sold for over $100, but I figured I might as well throw this one in there, kind of like a bonus for you guys, because this one didn't necessarily sell for $100, but it was close enough, so I figured I might as well share this with you guys. This one was a G-Star Raw denim jacket, and I love this brand. I actually wanted to keep this jacket for myself, but as you guys know, I live in Arizona and it's super hot, so I don't usually wear a ton of jackets and stuff like that. And I ended up listing this one more on the higher end. I kind of priced it a little aggressively. Priced it for $89 plus $9 shipping, and it took maybe 3 months for this one to finally sell, but I'm super glad that I just held firm to my price because someone actually picked this one up. And I ended up getting this one from Buffalo Exchange, and I think I spent like 20 or 25 bucks for this one, and I had some store credit there as well, so it was basically just a wash, but it is what it is. I'm just super glad this one sold. At one point I was thinking I might as well just lower the price, or maybe just wait until like the fall came around for these to sell, but people are still picking up jackets because, you know, other places in the country is still kind of cold. So this one ended up selling for $89 plus $9 shipping, so just a hair under $100. Alright y'all, that's all I have for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also drop a comment. Let me know which one of these were your favorite sales, which one you learned the most from or you was most surprised from. I definitely love hearing from you guys, and as you guys know, I try to be, you know, as engaged in the comment section as possible. I try to get back to people as soon as possible, so drop a comment. Let's keep the conversation going. And of course, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys cop one of the consistency tees. I got a few new colors in the store now, so if you guys are interested in that, check it out. It's the first link in the description, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.
For the winner, cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it. I should've never offered it. I'm tight and now